Hey Frank, can I ask you about tonight's win in the context of the other two overtime victories as well, and just what the patterns that you've seen are, and yeah, how you would break that down?
Yeah, look, these are the toughest games to play. You know, when you have a sub 500 team that comes in with guys out. You know what I mean? Everybody on their team is getting extra opportunity. Um, they got opportunity to sort of be the go-to guy, and I've seen that. I think we've seen that with a few different games, both Detroit and these two OKC games, and we certainly got to be better. We're not making things easy on ourselves, but at the end of the day, we're doing enough to grind things out in the second half, and do what we need to do what we need to do to get that W. So happy to get 3 wins, but certainly we got to be better.
Frank, what have you seen from some of the offseason acquisitions, whether it's Shooter or Matthews, these last couple games, in specifically in Harold as well, and how big have those guys been, and kind of that new energy coming in, integrating into the system?
Yeah, and THT too. And Mark, I think Mark's really getting into a groove, in particular on the defensive end. Really anchoring things for us in his minutes. Trez is picking up our defensive scheme too, a little bit better each game. Providing some real necessary offensive punch. Dennis is all over the place, with his basket attacks and his defense. And obviously, West the last 2 games was key to us getting 2 Ws.
Dan?
These types of games are the hardest. You guys did it on Saturday. You did it again on Monday. Obviously, again tonight. Uh, why do you think it was hard all 3 nights? Why wasn't there an adjustment at some point that it was like, okay, lesson learned? And then I guess secondly, just how tired is your group right now? Knowing that they played those 4 overtime periods in those 3 games.
Yeah, we're not being worried about being tired. We're a no excuse team, and as to why it was difficult, I think each of the 3 games is a little bit different. Um, and we just took a little while each game to figure out our opponent. So, just one of those things we got to be better, but we recognize that hey, teams lose games like this. And we weren't at our best in these 3 games, but we found a way to grind them out, and we're happy to get 3 Ws.
What made defending the Thunder a little harder tonight than obviously you had a great defensive overtime last game. Tonight, the overtime was a little more back and forth. And then as a follow up to that, the last 2 overtimes, we've gotten a lot of baskets from all different guys, maybe Trez and Dennis and West tonight. What does that tell you about the team?
Well, we got a deep team, a lot of weapons, a lot of ways you can hurt you down the stretch, and the Thunder are playing really good basketball. They're playing with great force offensively. Again, you don't score 83 points on any team in a half without playing really sound offensive basketball. So it doesn't matter who's in or out for them. They're playing really well, and they gave us all that we could handle, especially in the first half of the last 2 games. But we kept grinding. We stayed together, stayed connected, and believing in one another, and we were able to pull out the W's.
Dave?
Frank, Markeith's contributions, particularly midway through the fourth quarter, he had that three from the top of the key, and then I think the next possession he set up to take a charge. How gratifying was it for you to see him be able, kind of like West last game, to get back in the rotation and have an impact on winning?
Yeah, he was huge tonight during that stretch, and it's been tough for Keith. Keith's a really good player. He helped win a championship last year, and his opportunities have been not as often as last year, and he's making the best of it with his with the minutes that he's getting, and being a true pro and a team first guy. When we decided to shrink the rotation a little bit, worked to stay ready. Stayed bought into what we're doing and supporting his teammates, and when you stay ready. And you get the next opportunity, you come in and you hit it out of the park. And when you had that stretch in the fourth quarter, like you said, that big three, the charge that he took, very very key to our fourth quarter run, and key to this victory.
Okay, last two here. Jovan?
Hey Frank, this is now 3 consecutive games of LeBron at 40 plus minutes, and that's the first time he's done that in the regular season in over 4 years. I know we asked you after the last couple if there's any concern, so I'm going to ask it again. Is there any concern with kind of these minutes racking up with the 3 straight overtimes?
Of course, there's always concern, but his body's been feeling good. These aren't the scripted plans to go to overtime each night and get him up to 40 minutes. But he's going to be in there in those situations, to win the game, and we'll rest him after the game by giving him off from media. We'll tell him he doesn't have to do media, and that'll give him the rest necessary after tonight's game. And obviously, we'll continue to evaluate how he's feeling, his workload on a game by game basis, and make decisions on a game by game basis.
Okay, last question here, Helene.
Hi, Frank. I was going to ask about LeBron too, but can you raise it in the sense of the defensive play that LeBron made at the end there? How huge was that? Did you see that coming? How did you see that developing?
Yeah, he made several defensive plays. To be honest with you, he's really leading the charge, taking a matchup of Horford on certain situations, and I'd say Wes Matthews had 2 great defensive stops on Horford post ups as well. But that's what Bron does. Bron does it on both sides of the ball. That's why he's probably going to be this year's MVP. Carrying the load offensively and quarterbacking the defense, the number 1 defense in the league, and taking these tough assignments and making these plays down the stretch. So, he's playing terrific.